Hi, thanks for joining us for this month's Streaming Story Spotlight featuring Moonlight, available for streaming on Canopy free with your Rocky River Public Library card. I'm Beth, an adult services librarian.
Hi, Beth. I'm Mary. I'm an adult service library associate. Good to see you, Beth.
It's good to see you, Mary. So this month we are featuring the movie Moonlight, which was directed and written by Barry Jenkins, and it was adapted from an unpublished semi-autobiographical play written by Terrell Alvin McCraney. Moonlight is a story told in 3 separate, distinct periods in Chiron's life. It is a visually breathtaking movie that explores the complex subjects of identity, sexuality, and family.
Boy, Beth, I just don't even know where to begin with this. The first time that I watched this film was the day after it won the Academy Award. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday, sitting in my pajamas with my cup of coffee, watching this movie, and just really, the movie took me through every single emotion that I had. I just simply can't give it a good enough review. I would like to add, as I said before, the movie did win the Oscar for Best Picture in 2016. It also won Best Picture for Golden Globe Best Picture in 2016, and they also received an Oscar for the Best Supporting Actor in the movie. And excuse me if I butcher his name, I don't mean to. That would be Mahershala Ali. He was the gentleman who played Juan in the movie. Interestingly enough, he's only in like a quarter of the movie, but the bit that he did obviously earned him an award.
He was excellent. All of the actors were fantastic, especially because, since it took place over the course of Chiron's life, there's a young actor who plays him as a child. You had Alex Hibbert, playing him when he was younger and when he was known as Little in that scene. And then Ashton Sanders did a really excellent job when he was a teenager and, just really exploring some of the complex issues that you face as a teen. Some of those scenes that kid had to play were, like I'm getting chills right now thinking about them. And then when, Chiron is an adult and Trevante Rhodes, they play him so masterfully. It was amazing. What were there any things that really stood out to you or that you loved about the movie?
Well, the movie is considered a coming of age drama. So any kind of coming of age story is really in my wheelhouse. I mean, those are the types of movies that I love. And you did a great job of talking about how the movie starts as a young child. So he's a young child, then he's an adolescent, and then he's a young adult. An interesting thing about the movie is the director, Barry Jenkins, and the screenplay writer, Terrell, both grew up in Miami, and they grew up it's called Liberty City, and there is a project in Liberty City. So they felt very connected to that, and the movie is shown there. It takes place at Liberty City. So they bring their own personal connection to it. The gentleman, Ali, his last name is Ali, who did play Juan, who won the Best Supporting Actor, said that what he brought to his role was that he had a similar, the person that he played, the male mentor, he had a person like that for him in his life. So he brought that personal connection to the film. And even the woman, Naomi, I'm trying to think of her last name. She played the mom, Naomi Harris. She initially did not want to play the role because she felt that it stereotyped a Black woman and in an impoverished area, and she wanted to stay away from it. But the director, Barry Jenkins, and the screenplay writer, Terrell, convinced her to do it because the mother was a similar type of mother that each one of those people had. And so they convinced her that it was such an important part of the story. And she did it. And she was so grateful to be a piece of this film in the end.
I wonder, I'm going to have to look and see what else she's done, because she was probably one of the characters that, when there were those moments, especially there were those cinematic moments where there was some dialogue between Chiron as a young boy and his mom, like, so actually so many moments now that I'm really thinking through, she was such a great actress, because you did not like her. You just walked away from her like, you, how dare you, it stunk. But that just means she's a freaking great actor, which is awesome.
They really, in all these events that happened in his life, they did not trivialize anything. There were things that happened in his life that was part of his story. So they, the story wasn't about these things that happened in his life. These things that happened in his life were part of his story. And it really made you, it was complex, and it made you really feel like you really got to know the main character. And at times you didn't understand him. At times he made you mad. At times, like the mother, you didn't understand her. But it all kind of went full circle by the end, and it just really, like I said, you just felt every emotion out there for these people, and for these, for everybody who was in the film.
You're so right. You're right. It was so beautiful. All of the pieces really came together, from the scenery in, out in Miami and outside of Miami, to the lighting. If you look at the coloring, there's so much magical and purposeful coloring and lighting in the scenery, especially like based on age and everything. The dialogue is, at times, it's so particular and precise and concise. And Chiron, you get to know this child when he's being silent. Like, that's some good dialogue, when you can get to know someone when they're not talking. But every possible detail was so meticulously curated. I love it.
When you talk about color, the screenplay that it was based on, the title of the screenplay was "In Moonlight, Black Boys Look Blue," and the director plays with blue and black. You see it on the cover of the DVD case. But think about that theme as you watch the movie. The blue kind of represents a more vulnerable side, and the black, which is what, as he becomes a young man, he refers to himself as black, is supposed to be the tougher, masculine side. In just that tightrope that this character had to walk, between blue and black. And he does. Not only is it the words, but it's the actual, just like you said, how he, plays with the color, and how he shows the character in the evening in a blue lighting. And it's really, it's wonderful.
It's lovely. So thanks so much for talking to me about Moonlight, Mary. And you've been promoting it forever, and I finally, all it took was a pandemic to get me to slow down and watch it. But I'm so glad I did. So check it out on Canopy. And then next month, we are going to be featuring a movie. It's a documentary that was actually supposed to be featured at the Cleveland Film Festival, and the Rocky River Library had at one point been selected to be the community partner for this movie. So it has like a personal connection to us, in that we were excited to partner with the Cleveland Film Festival. That did not get to happen this year. But we are going to be watching Capital in the 21st Century. It is available for streaming for free through Canopy. So join us for that on our YouTube channel. Thanks, Mary. Have a great night.
Thanks, Beth. See you next time.
Bye.